Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from whatever you're watching this channel, depending on the time zone. Now, after the Linda Mwananchi rally in Kisumu, there is a statement that was issued by one Millie Athiambo that is now trending on social media. And this is what Millie said yesterday. I quote her, "I had warned against chasing Sifuna from ODM. Our mistreatment of him has made him a hero. We must be careful in how we handle our issues. We must strengthen the party, and to do that, there must be internal democracy." That is Millie Athiambo. So in this statement, Millie Athiambo confirms that to some extent Sifuna was mistreated by the current leadership of the ODM party. Then she has talked about the issue of sympathy. Is it true that Sifuna is enjoying sympathy out of the mistreatment that he received from the ODM party?
And I want to say here, without fear, that I had warned even against us chasing Sifuna from the party. And the reason is because I knew by the nature of his politics, he was bound at some point to leave. Yeah. But when we mistreat somebody, then we make him a hero. We have created a hero out of Sifuna. I'm not saying he's not a hero, but he wasn't what he is now. Our mistreating Sifuna is what has made Sifuna a hero. So let us be careful the way we are dealing with our issues. When Millie raised these things, some goons were sent to beat me in Kilifi. When I raised these issues, I was shouted down in Kisumu. But I will say without fear that there's a party that I love. We must strengthen our party. And that show of strengthening our party means there must be internal party democracy.
Now, so far, the thinking of some leaders was of the view that Sifuna ni moto ya makaratasi. Moto ya karatasi. That it is going to burn quickly and it will finish like that. But to their shock, Sifuna is still sustaining the fire. Orengo, Babu Owino and the team, Osote, are still together and they are pushing the agenda. They took a break and after Ramadan, they resumed. And you look at that energy, their messaging, it still remain to be a dilemma for their opponents because this group of leaders still has a command. They have a following. And people are talking about the issue of one term and Linda Mwananchi. Sifuna has made Linda ground to look like Linda Oburu Odinga, but not really having a touch with the Linda ground to the Wananchi. Linda grounds look more of a personal interest, but Linda Wananchi comes out more of the people's interest first. So back to this discussion about what Millie Athiambo has talked about in terms of sympathy and what sympathy can do. At first place, I am now learning through Millie Athiambo that Sifuna, through his removal, was kind of mistreatment, that he was mistreated. Indeed, they even never followed the law, and that's why Sifuna was able to get a court order. But they have asked them to try and settle this matter out of the court. But how? Remember, it was not only Sifuna who was removed. Godfrey Osotho was removed. But now, the face of this Linda Wananchi is more of Sifuna. So, Millie Odhiambo has talked about the issue of sympathy. What sympathy can do? The current ODM leadership ignored that issue of sympathy. But I can tell you, every politician will always look for sympathy. For those who have mastered the art of politics, sympathy is a political currency that has carried people through mileage and mileage. So today, really, Sifuna has his art of approach to people. He's a good orator. He catches the feeling of the people, but above all, Sifuna ni mtu anajiamini. So he speaks with confidence. And now, kicking out such a person, especially at a time when we saw Gen Zs being beaten and brutalized, the youth and the mothers who lost their children will remember the face of Sifuna. Remember how he got out from the parliament and confronted the police. The youth and the women and men who lost their children will remember Babu Owino. Babu Owino jumped over the fence to join the youth, the parliament fence. And then we are here. You are now targeting these leaders. Remember Gachagwa. Today, he's holding to Mount Kenya political card through sympathy. How he was removed. Mount Kenya felt that they have been betrayed completely. They felt that this government, it is not their government. That they have been kicked out. Sympathy for Gachagwa. So Gachagwa today, he can sustain himself politically because there is sympathy behind him. Sympathy comes with some grace. And it can propel you. So today you can say Gachagwa is commanding Mount Kenya because of sympathy. Gachagwa hakuwa ameshikilia Mount Kenya in 2022. It was a pro-William Ruto. But then being picked as a deputy and then he became the face of Mount Kenya in that government, then kicked out. Now he has become popular. He has now become the kingpin and is the one now holding to Mount Kenya political card. How did even William Ruto himself won the Mount Kenya region support? It was because of sympathy. There was a feeling that President Uhuru Kenyatta, by that time, had sidelined the William Ruto, who was his deputy, from the government. Hata siku ingine wanatoa police unit, security unit yake, wanamletea AP, ana-embrace, anakunywa nao chai, anakaa nao, and attract sympathy. So he really tried to show that he has been sidelined, and he got that sympathy. So don't joke with sympathy. How did Raila survive politically for this long time? Raila was jailed. He suffered. Ukiona akifanya hivi macho yake, by that time, may God rest his soul in peace, alikuwa amepitia shida. Macho hata ikaumia. Ikawa inalia kila wakati. Wakenya wakakuwa na huruma mkubwa na Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga the late. Sympathy propelled Raila for a very long time. He suffered for the sake of Kenyans. Look at Kibaki. Kibaki got an accident almost just next to election. And with that sympathy, ndio walisema siku nyingine ya kwamba Kenya ilikuwa na free and fair. Yaani watu walipiga kura mingi mpaka hata ukifikiria kuiba hizo kura, ni ngumu. There was sympathy behind him. Tunaweza sema wale watu that have been in this top office, that without not really tapping into that sympathy, tuseme labda Moi na Uhuru Kenyatta. Even Uhuru Kenyatta, okay, we can also talk about it. His father was the president. How did he go to the power? Sympathy. He was jailed. So kawa na some sympathy ilikuwa na hold pale. Uhuru Kenyatta, out of his father being jailed and all that, then serving, then dying and all that, pia yeye alikuwa na some little sympathy also behind that. Kijana ya Kenyatta, watu wa Mount Kenya, baba yetu who suffered in the hands of the colonists. Hata hawa kina, even Mudavadi, how did he get to power? His father died in a greasy road accident. Then Mudavadi was picked, and from there, sympathy was behind him. That's why he was able to serve for that long. Sympathy. So you cannot ignore sympathy. If you don't play your politics properly, like what ODM has done, you give someone a chance to propel his politics through sympathy. And that is what they have actually done to Sifuna. They have handed sympathy to him, and he is seizing every political opportunity to survive politically through that sympathy. Then the regime has failed. So you have every reason to point the finger at the government as you tap that grace of sympathy. I don't know your views, but please let us know in the comment section to continue with our discussion. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.